Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where we're working together through the ABRSM Theory Grades. There are lots of resources available to help you if you visit my website. If you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets. You can download these in US letter or A4 to accompany each step of this series to help you. You'll find a page there with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials, and you can also find out about the books that I have available. I've written an exam technique guide, how to take your ABRSM Music Theory Exam. It's full of hints and tips on how to best prepare for your exam and also how to make the best use of your time come exam day when you're actually working through your exam paper. So if you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find it's all there. If you can give me a like, that would be really super, and please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated, and please do share out the videos. And now we're going to look at the final questions on the Grade 5 2018 paper B. So if you turn with me to page 14, we'll make a start with question number 6. And so we're going to have a few questions to answer referring back to this little extract here. And so, as I always say, I know I say this all the time, however, it's really important that you have a go of this on your own first of all. It's much better to learn by your mistakes. You'll learn much more actively and thoroughly that way than just by copying through it passively with me. So I'm hoping that you've had a go of this, and now we'll work through this together. So we're told that the extract begins on the first beat of the bar, but we need to put in the correct time signature. Now at first glance this looks really quite complicated. We've got triplets and dots and all sorts going on. This is probably the easiest bar to make a start with, so let's look at this bar first. So we have a crotchet beat here, a crotchet beat here, but we have 1.5 crotchet beats here, so we're not going to be able to count this in crotchets or quarter notes. We're going to have to count this in quavers or eighth notes. So we've got 2 eighth notes, 2 quavers there, 2 there, and then we've got 1, 2, 3 there with the dot. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's going to be 7/8. So we did that by looking at the easiest bar. We can do that here as well. This is a pretty simple bar. So 1 minim or half note divides into 2 crotchets, which divides into 4 quavers or eighth notes. So we've got 4 there. The crotchet or the quarter note divides into 2, and then we've got half as much again, which gives us another 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can see there that's a pretty simple bar. So if you were really stuck, you could just sort it out from there. However, let's tackle these trickier looking bars, because if you just break it down slowly, it's not actually that tricky at all. So we know now that we're counting in quavers or eighth notes, and that sort of does the thinking for us. So we've got 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. Let's leave the dots for the moment. 1 there, 1 there, and then half as much again and half as much again gives us our extra 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then these 2 dots give us our 7th. Half a quaver equals a quaver. So let's look at this bar here. Now don't be confused by a triplet, it just means 3 in the time of 2. So we know that that's the maths of this one. Performance is another subject, but for the maths that's done. So we have 1, 2, 3, 3 in the time of 2. So 2 there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there we go, that's worked that out nicely. Let's press on to the next part. So the last 2 notes of bar 1 are marked, here we go, with a little bracket. Oh, let's just bring that back. Got a bit carried away there, shoving the paper up the desk. So we need to rewrite these last 2 notes so they sound at exactly the same pitch, but now we've got to put them into the tenor clef. So we need to just first of all put the clef in. So the tenor clef is higher up, where the second line down is middle C. So if we keep middle C as our focal point, we know we're not going to be jumping octaves and changing the pitch. So here's middle C at the bottom of the treble clef, and though this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is the G, a fifth above middle C. So if we just work that out, C, D, E, F, G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's that one. And then we come down a step and sharpen it. That's that one. So this one is a quaver, this one is a crotchet or a quarter note. So there we go, that's soon done. Let's carry on. We are asked to give the letter name of the lowest note in the extract. So this is this one here, obviously. Now this one's miles below middle C. We could either count backwards, C, B, A, G, F, E flat. If you find that difficult, you could just always count backwards looking at a piano keyboard, just to help you not lose track where you are. Alternatively, we can count this an octave up, counting the given note as 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 takes us to here, which we know is an E, but down an octave, E flat. So that's how we can find that out. Now, keeping this handy, we'll turn over the page, but keep that handy to refer back to, because we still haven't finished with that little extract. So we're asked to draw a bracket over 3 notes next to each other that form the part of a chromatic scale. So here we go, let's see if we can find a chromatic scale. So we need to be looking for some accidentals to help us to find that quickly. However, this is no good because we can see E flat to D flat. Oh yeah, E flat to D flat is a full tone, not a semitone, so that's no good. Here we have a semitone, but then we don't go anywhere with that. So let's see what happens here. We've got F sharp to G to A flat. So there's 3 notes that are a semitone apart. So that will do. So 1, 2, 3. There's that one. However, if we carry on, actually, let's look here, D flat to D tied to E flat, so actually this bit is as well. So you've got a choice, either one of those will do. I guess you could use a ruler too there, that might be more neat. So there we go, so we've done that. Now then, is it true or is it false that there are 2 melodic intervals of a perfect fourth in this extract? Let's have a look. So what have we got for fourth here? So 1, 2, 3, 4. So G to C is in fact a perfect fourth. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's correct. So there's one. Is there another one? So here's the next one. We can see, yep, here's the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4. A flat to D flat is a perfect fourth. So there's our second one. So that statement is true. Yes, there are 2 melodic intervals. There we go. Now, is it true that langsam has a similar meaning to adagio? So there's nothing for it but a good bit of revision there. But the answer to that is yes, that's true. They both mean kind of slow. Now then, here, a bit of maths to do for this next one. How many demi-semiquavers or 32nd notes are the tied notes in bar 4 marked with this little arrow worth in total? So let's see what we've got here. So in total, we need to work out how many beats it is and then how many tied notes, how many demi-semiquavers are in that tied note. So I'm going to just work out how many. We know that we're counting in quaver beats here, so it's going to be an uneven number. We know that there are 7 quaver beats here because we've already worked that out before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 quaver beats or 7/8 notes. So I'm going to just work out and diagram out how many there are in a quaver. So we know that there are 2 semiquavers or 2 16th notes to an 8th note, a quaver, or there are 4 demi-semis or 4 32nd notes to a quaver, and we know that there are 7 quaver beats here, so 4 times 7. If you remember your times table, 7 4s are 28, and so there are 28 demi-semis or 32nd notes value here. There we go. That's that question completed. And now for the final question, which is the cadence question, which is rather a poetic choice for the last question. It's the cadence of the whole exam paper here. So then we have to choose chords appropriate to making a cadence point. If you remember your cadences, 5 to 1 is a perfect cadence. That's a really strong sort of ta-da finish. It's a really strong close. 4 to 1 is also a proper full close, but it's a little bit more gentle sounding. It's often described as a sort of an amen kind of ending. That's a 4 to 1. And anything to 5 is an imperfect cadence. It just leaves you hanging. It doesn't sound finished at all. So then, let's just think about what we're going to be looking for before we even start scouring through the music. So first job is to find out what key we are in. We have no sharps or flats. We're in C major. So chord 1 is going to be based on C. We need to be looking for chords 1, 2, 4 and 5. So C, D is the second, E, F, G is the fifth. Now we'll build up our triads, first, third, fifth. C, E, G, D, F, A, F, A, C, G, B, D. And we know we're correct because there's 1, 3, 5 and that forms the root of chord 5. We can't say whether it's root position or any inversion because we have no bass notes. We don't have that information to hand. So let's see what we've got here. Now here we have a D, an F, an A and a G. Now not all of those are going to fit, but that G isn't part of the chord. If you see, that's a passing note. It's just passing by step from harmony note in between the next harmony note. So really the notes we've got are D, F, A, which is a chord 2, which is always a nice precursor to a cadence. It's a nice lead-in chord. So here we have an F, an A, a C and an A. That's a chord 4. And then here we have a G and a B, which gives us enough to know that we've got chord 5. So we have an imperfect cadence here that doesn't sound finished at all. And then let's see what happens here. We have a B, C, D, B. Well, that C is not part of the chord. That's your passing note, just passing through between the B and the D. So the actual chord notes that we've got are B, D, G. That's a chord 5. You can see there. And then here we have a C. Now then, C is part of chord 1. It's also part of chord 4, but you would not put chord 4 there because 5 to 4 is not a recognised cadence. 5 to 4 is not a cadence, so therefore this C must tell us it's chord 1. 5 to 1 is your perfect cadence, which brings everything to a perfect close, and that brings this question to a close, and that brings this exam paper to a close. I do hope that's helpful to you. I hope it's really helping you to get to grips with your studies. These past papers, these practice papers, are an excellent revision resource. There are lots of years available that you can purchase to work through, and I've worked through lots and lots of them online, so do check out those videos for the other past papers. It really does help to prepare you for your exam. If you can give me a like, that would be really great, and please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's lots more in store, and please do share out the videos. Please also do visit sharonbill.com and make use of all of the resource and information that's available there to help you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!